That's logical, Mr. Hall.
So, I want to introduce this to you, and this uses the transition metals. Okay, transition metals are special metals. They're special little boogers. They're special elements. And they use a set of rules that's totally different. And we call this the stock system. Used with transition metals so when will you use these set of rules? With a transition metal. Now the important part of it is what always comes first in the chemical equation and what is always named first. The one that carries the in the chemical equation, in the chemical formula, what comes first in the formula. And whenever we're naming something, what do we name first?
The lowest.
Do we have it in our notes?
The highest, in your opinion?
I've said it. I don't know if you wrote it or not. I did not write it on the board.
But it doesn't have anything to do with how we set up the loose structures, is it?
Wait, is it the one that, that's not,
I feel like when you have like the reactant, but the reactant is the one in the middle, and then you have the first one that you start off with, and then you have the
Give it to you. I'll try. I'll give it to you.
Only 5 here.
Well, like that.
the cation.
Cation, yes.
Yeah, I wrote down here, see?
Cation goes first. That positive charge is what we'll name first. That's what we put first. That's what we deal with. And this is what you're looking at with the stock system. It's going to go with the same thing. But those transition metals, those are the ones that are now carrying that positive charge. So this is what you're looking at in the stock system. It's as simple as this. I better put this. Transition metals can carry multiple different charges. Insert example. Like iron. 2 or iron. They are different. Why? Because this iron has a +2 charge and this iron has a +3 charge.
And that's exclusive to transition metals, right?
Yes, this is what you're looking at, transition metal, except whenever we get in oxidation
Yeah.
and reduction states, then yeah, you're doing something different. That's something different entirely. Where is it? Oh, I saved a picture of it. Here it is.
Mr. Hall,
Yes.
this is sort of off topic, but column 14 and 18, do they have neutral deflecting charges as is all the way?
Now, what you're dealing with 14 is, remember what we said about carbon?
I do not.
There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, carbon, like all those in that 14th carbon, column, it just bonds with everything. They are like the grand central, Mad Daddy center of covalent bonds. They love to share. That's what they love to do. They're like those kids in kindergarten, and the kindergarten teacher is like, we share because we care. Oh, you have 3 toys, and they have no toys. So what should we do? share? Yes, we should. So, share your toys. But in this case, the toys are electrons. And they're like, woo! We all got a bunch of electrons. We're all happy. Yeah! So,
Okay, so if it's in, if it's in a problem that you give us, how do we write a charge down, or do we write any charge? Or are you gonna give us?
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
All right, but this is the part I want to stress to you first, except for, this is where hopefully you learn those elements. Zinc, silver, and scandium. Those are the charges right there that those three transition metals will hold. Silver, zinc, let's go there, zinc first. Zinc will always have a +2 charge to it. Silver will always have a plus charge to it, just +1. Scandium will have a +3 to it. Is this important? Yes. Why is this important? Mr. Hall will use them to make tricks. Did you just say I'm evil? Keep it up. I'm going to cut your head out of the video.
I thought you were gonna say something like.
All right.
I wonder, can it see me out here?
I can see it now. All right, so back to your question.
Do it again. Okay, you're right there. Your hand is just like his head's still this big and your hand's still this big.
All right, so to answer your question, what you're asking, okay, this is how we do it, is whenever we're going to show charge, where you're going to give me the charge, it depends if you give me the chemical equation for the name, but the whole system created to it is the stock system, and this is how we use it. This is how we go with it. We'll use, uses Roman numerals.
That's fun.
Imprints. To show and represent charge. Okay? And I know what you're saying, I'm the same way also. Like, every time everyone's like, yeah, it's Super Bowl 54. And it's like, yeah, if they didn't say that, I wouldn't have got that from the Roman numerals you put in there. Being honest. That is not me. Don't touch the thermostat.
No, we're gonna do a sunflower version?
Alright. So the Roman numerals you're looking at is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. You're gonna look at maybe 6. B.
And
You'll learn
six is
as
a
we
V and a
go.
1? 4, all right.
4 is the I before the V, 6 is the V, and then the I.
Really? I just rolled out of bed.
Are you serious?
You know all of that is getting caught in the camera, right?
Yeah.
She had my hair, she slung it, she said, I hate you.
Alright.
If I just wrote out of that, I would look scared.
So in this, okay, I want to show you how we're going to start using this thing. So, alright.
Yeah.
I don't do anything.
I don't believe you.
Watch the video and see.
No. You watch the video and see, Mr.
Pop up the videos turned off again.
All right, so in this, like we have these examples over here, iron, and you put in parentheses, it's 2. All right, please do me a favor. Notice what I am doing. That is totally a level high of looks more like an exponent.
I was like, I didn't put it as exponent because I thought it was.
I apologize. I haven't got my coffee in yet, and I'm drinking my tea.
You have like 4 different drinks.
Hey. You gotta stay hydrated, man. Come on.
We'll practice the chords.
You approve this message. Alright, so in this iron 2, what does the 2 tell you?
The charge.
Charge. So it's literally this. Fe 2 plus.
So when we have to write that, a Roman numeral will be with it.
Yep.
Oh heck.
Okay.
I promise you, I know that you're freaking out over this too. I still don't know my Roman numerals, but I can figure this out.
Okay.
I still
And
don't
once
know.
again, the Roman numerals are only used for transition.
Yes, there's some people that'll, this stock system, they'll venture out to what we've done before, like with those, with the ionics and stuff. But I don't like to do it. Like, I'm going to introduce something to you just so you're aware of it. And whenever I say this, I'm not being mean, but there's a bunch of old dinosaurs that are working in chemistry departments at universities that still like to use a certain naming system.
Right.
And they're not straight up on this stock system yet. The young guys that are coming in, more of them are going to the stock system because it's just quicker to notice. It's a better system.
Right.
Because over here's the stock system name, here's the ion, and then alright, then over here on the right we're going to put what is called the Latin name. And when you see the Latin name, you're going to understand where iron got its chemical symbol from. Ferrous. Okay?
So we gotta remember the Latin names.
I'm not going to make you remember these Latin names. I'm giving them to you so that you're aware that they exist. Because you may end up going to college, have one of those dinosaurs that I'm speaking of. I mean, I'm not being mean, but there's a guy that I had for my Chem 2 class that literally, he didn't have a foot in the grave, he had a whole leg. Like,
If any of you dinosaurs are watching this, no offense.
yeah.
Welcome to Westside and show Mr. Hall what a real dinosaur can do.
I thought he was gonna say teacher.
Oh, that was mean, man.
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Alright, but he like seriously, like this was him. Has anybody in here been to Marshall?
Yeah.
So do you know where the student center is? Do you know where the science building is? Okay, this is it. I would be walking to my math class that's in Smith Hall, and I would see my professor coming out, and this is him. Oh, I gotta get him a camera shot.
The poor professor's gonna watch this.
He's dead. I mean, this is literally the pace he went at. I would leave. I'd be walking through, seeing him go to the student center to get lunch. I would be going to math class. I would leave my math class and come back, and he's just now coming out of the student center from eating lunch.
Just made fun of a dead
I
guy.
wouldn't
and you
help him.
try to
I
help
like
him.
giving him like a piggyback ride.
He wouldn't want to help me. Listen, this is the guy, he was asking to die. It's like you go into his office at my, I almost said university.
Oh, you already said the name.
Huh?
You
Oh,
said.
yeah, Marshall. Yeah.
Oh, don't tell. Shh. I said it like 4 times. Just bleep out. the name.
Anybody from Marshall that's watching this that knows, that has been there, knows who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to name the name. Because it was cool to have for class. But he didn't care. He's asking about, like, you walked into his office and the walls were yellow. They did not paint his walls yellow.
Did he smoke that one?
They painted his walls white and he smoked so much in his office, it literally turned him yellow. He would be teaching our class and say, "Let's take a break." He would walk from the classroom down to his office, smoke a cigarette, come back. It's like, what is going on here?
Well, at least you got a break
I
every
hope
now
I have
and then.
professors like that to be honest.
All right. Then you got this one. Because they can carry multiple charges. All right?
To be like negative with the.
You'll never deal with those negatives coming from these transition metals. You're not going to be facing that. No. All right, so in this, you put the element's name, and you put the charge in parentheses. What's the charge? 3. So we put a 3. And now I want to show you why we went, a lot of people are trying to go away from the whole Latin system. Because here's the name of the iron 3.
Oh, is it different?
Yes, there's a difference. OUS at the end of it tells you it's a +2 charge. IC at the end of it tells you it's a +3.
So if just a plain iron, it's just like fur.
Fur.
What if there's the GIE?
Nope, he's about to drop a bomb on us.
Fur
Glad
guy.
you got that.
Okay? All right. So then you have this one as well.
How many are there?
I'm just giving you some examples.
No.
Wait, do we have to write these down? Like, should we? Is this important?
Yeah, I would.
You just said, I didn't give an example. I thought.
You need to know the stock name. You need to be able to do the stock name. I'm not so caught up on the Latin, but I am caught up on stock. You have to be able to name these things. It's important whenever you're dealing with something in a chemistry lab that you know what you're dealing with. All right, so the first one is this copper 1. C plus. Very nice.
What is this? Well, I'm gonna say it's CUPPER.
Cover it.
No.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Now, is it what? Hey, Mr. Hall, spell that.
That word.
Seventh grade.
Please say cuppers.
I thought you just said OUS was if it had a +2 charge. That's a +1.
I said it meant that iron had a +2 charge.
Oh my God.
The key word was the element I put before at the beginning of the sentence. Do I need to give you an English lesson up in here? Doesn't matter.
Acting like
That's why I brought this in as an example.
that was
Alright?
like, if no one could see Molly on the camera, they just saw her and Mr. Hall.
Sees it like the reflection of Mr. Hall's glasses. All the sass of him so
Alright, so then we
Let
have.
me guess. It's IC at the end. I don't like this. What's it for
What the
one
hell?
iron?
There's not.
What?
What?
You see iron 2 or
To be
3.
honest, I'm not fun.
Okay, so you got ferrous, ferret, cuprous,
Ferret.
and cuprous.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Hall.
Alright,
We're gonna like go on YouTube and like viral for roasting teachers.
listen, I would never go viral.
Yes, you will.
If we share these videos,
You can have confidence.
everyone make a YouTube channel
Yeah,
and have one
like
of
the
those.
most
Like,
views I've ever had is like in the
I don't know if I
30s.
have one. You need to put it on the ad. Yeah, there you go.
Alright, Here's the key, all right? And this is why I don't like going into this Latin. Like, I'm going to give you the root and what it means, but I'm not using the Latin in here. I'm not going to do it. Most people I've seen coming up, everybody's going to the stock system. We're going to stay with the stock system. You have to know the Latin name for it first, and then the O-U-S ending.
Mr. Hall, I have a important question.
Yeah.
Who has more viewers, your Kevlad videos or Banjo Dave?
Probably Banjo Dave.
Banjo Dave is a great man.
Hey,
Can
Mr.
we watch that next Friday for fun?
All right, hold on. Lester,
Please.
I don't know.
Charles.
Can be copyright.
So it's the lesser charge, it's the lower charge. So in this case, what we're talking about, okay, for all you people that bit my head off, you meanies, what's the lower charge in the irons? The 2+, so that's why it gets the OUS in. What's the lowest charge in the copper? The 1, so it gets the OUS in.
I have a feeling that Banjo Dave has 2.5 thousand views.
She does not have a feeling. She'll look it up. Don't lie to you.
I think it's feeling.
She probably goes to sleep listening to it.
Sweet banjo being played. Bob Ross played a banjo.
All right, the IC ending, or the IC, this is the greater charge.
No, she doesn't know what we're talking about.
I want you to be aware of these, that they exist. You may go to college and a professor looks at you and says, we're going to use the Latin because that's the way it was meant to be. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to use the Latin.
When?
If that professor says we're going to use it, because if you want to pass, that's what it's going to take.